Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tillman, and I am back. I say I'm back because I was gone, missing in action for a little bit just because I've been traveling a lot. But I'm back, and I want to deliver that best content possible for you guys so you guys can understand why officers do what we do, how we do it, and when we do it. So with that being said, that takes me on over to Tempe, Arizona, where officers respond to a scene where they encounter two individuals that were possibly involved in a domestic dispute. Now, as they're there investigating the crime, they start to conduct a records check, and they're waiting for that return when the situation turns south. So that's where we're going to pick up this video. I'll kind of go ahead and tell you guys who the players are in this situation as we start it, so that way we can determine whether or not the officer's actions are right, wrong, or indifferent, or whether or not we got to wait to see what the final result is. Let's take a look at the video.
Ryan Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.
Where do you guys usually stay at?
Sorry, got no problems right now.
So I'm going to pause the video real quick. Who we're seeing, this is the individual that was called in on as possibly involved in the domestic dispute on the right. Obviously, you have the two officers, and there's three officers, actually. The one video that we're watching is one of the body cams from the officers, and you have the two other officers on scene. They're standing what looks to be next to a bridge that goes over some lake in Tempe, Arizona. I've never been there before. Looks like a stadium that they're standing out in front of, but this is where the scene takes place. And kind of, I give you that context because it has obviously everything to do with why we're even watching the video in the first place. Let's continue to watch.
I'm just staying right here. Really.
Where?
Here, just right here. You just stay right there.
That's not a residence.
Right. I might be good. I got bad liver problems. I just did.
You have bad knee problems?
Liver problems.
Liver problems.
Are your bladder's going or what?
Did she look like she was actually traveling for stuff, or like she was kind of doing the transit shuffle?
So they keep looking back the other direction because that's where the female half is actually at. She's sitting over there, and so they're just waiting for the records check to return so they know who these people are. So I'm going to fast forward the video a little bit. This is actually the part where things went south, and so that's where we're going to pick this video up right now. So the individual that we were just watching a few minutes ago, what he did was he went over the fence.
What are you doing?
And he's now at the bottom of this lake.
You can't swim in the lake, man. I'm free to go, right?
You're not allowed to swim in the lake. How far do you think he's going to be able to swim?
You gotta keep an eye.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got to stay here in case he gets out. I'll get left and get you with the boat. Alright.
So at this moment in time, I don't think the officers are even thinking like, I mean, he swam away, so definitely, we can tell he can swim. If you actually look at the video right here, he's definitely not midway across, but he's a significant way out there. He swam all the way over there. So I'm assuming the officers were under the impression that the gentleman is a strong swimmer, and there's no other issues. That's why one of the other officers were saying, hey, look, just stand here in case he gets out so that way you can deal with him. But they weren't really pressed about the situation or overly concerned about it because they had a low-level crime, if that, just because it sounds like they didn't even determine whether or not a domestic violence situation occurred. So they were just waiting on a records check to return, which means that, hey, if this person, doesn't have any wants or warrants, he's free to go. And so that's why they were waiting. That's why they didn't chase after him or anything like that. So that's kind of where we're at. The video continues, and then I'm going to fast forward one last time to kind of show you what ends up happening at the end. This is not the full video. Full videos are still yet to be released because it's sensitive in nature. So I'm going to continue to play the video.
pretty sure there's like turbines at the base of the dam that can suck them under there.
So that officer continues to walk over, and now when the video cuts off, and the reason why this video might be controversial, or the situation itself might be controversial, is because that gentleman ended up drowning. And so based on some of the reports that I read, it sounds like the gentleman was yelling out for the officers to help. Some of the officers said that they weren't going in after him, and so they didn't respond to his plea for help to get him out of the lake, which kind of leads me to the original question that I asked was, what is an officer's obligation to go out there and help save this gentleman? And I know this is a hard conversation. This is a touchy one. I don't even know if this gentleman was trying to commit suicide. He might have been just somebody that was, wanted to go out there, swim, and then, realize it was a bad idea and wanted to come back. We don't really know those things until there is more of an investigation. But it really begs the question is, what is an officer's obligation? And some people might find this to be controversial. You have those that think that the officer should go in there and get him the moment he starts to yell for help. But, to play devil's advocate, sadly, I've seen videos, I've read of situations, I've seen situations where officers went to help somebody that was trapped in water or drowning in water and drowned themselves because they're trying to help somebody out and they may not have been the strongest swimmer. The other thing to consider is the officers have a tool belt on them that is going to make it that much more hard to swim because of all the weight they have on. So what could the officers done? Now, maybe what they could have done is called for help, called for fire. Maybe if they had a life jacket or a life vest somewhere on, I would imagine there has to be something similar to that on this bridge, because I'm sure this isn't the first time that they've ever been faced with that or somebody's went off that bridge. But we those are things that we can't indefinitely or conclusively determine based on watching this video because there's an investigation. But there have been some people that said the officers should have went in there and helped them out. Now, again, it was, at the end of the day, as harsh as the reality it was that gentleman's decision to go in there and swim. And, the officers, should they put themselves in harm's way to go help somebody that wanted to get there and swim? I think if they could have, maybe they could have found some other method to help them out. Maybe they could have, like I said, threw them a life jacket or something like that. I mean, if you have an officer that's a strong swimmer, then maybe. But that is a very, very risky situation. And so I don't think we should necessarily point the fingers at officers right away, just because that's a sticky situation. Now, they're going to release some more of the body cams of the other officers when this investigation. Actually, I think they're supposed to release it this week. So I'll take a look and see if it changes perspectives on things. But it's something to consider. This is not the first time officers have been tasked with saving somebody else from trying to commit or harm themselves because they're suicidal. I definitely think, and I have a heart, most officers I know have a heart to help people that are a danger to themselves. But to what point, and to whether or not an officer is going to jump in the water and go help them, that's a hard one, guys. I've seen many, many officers die because they went into some water to try to help somebody out and they were ill-equipped to do so. So that's just something to consider. I hope you guys just take that into consideration when you guys are evaluating this incident. It is very sad and tragic. It's sad that the person had to die, especially on such unfortunate circumstances. So anyways, just keep the family of this man at heart when you're leaving your comments in the comment section. But anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think officers should do anytime they are faced with a situation and have to put their own life at risk in order to save somebody who's suicidal. And again, I say suicidal loosely because I don't know if this gentleman was suicidal. This could have been just a guy that thought he could swim and turned out that he couldn't swim. So anyways, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me some comments. I want to know what you guys think. Thanks again, and God bless.
Ryan Tillman, real talk, it's the truth.